The fact of the matter is that the tight turning battle, I remember it was Amar not Amar, Nazan running away with the Fredrin, and then the rest of the members of Malaysia kept throwing their bodies in. That really helps Cambodia cycle them, and Cambodia really likes these kinds of team fights. So this is the second phase of the game. A lot of adjustments to be made for both sides. Malaysia will start off with banning the Focus and the R-Lot. Cambodia will ban out the Paquito and the Freya. No changes as of now, but will Cambodia actually understand that, hey, you don't want to give Zorn or Hisham his Cho anymore?
I think if you are Team Cambodia, especially in that previous game, learning from that, I don't think you ban the Cho. There's so many things that you really should ban at the first phase. So expect if Team Malaysia wants to play the Cho, they have to pick it in the first two, either B2 or B3 pick. Once again, B1 pick, prioritizing Elton's Claude once again.
Yep, this is pretty much Malaysia's strategy and Malaysia's strength. Elton, very comfortable with the Claude. I felt like it was just a small little error that he did in the later stage of the game, but hopefully he learned from his mistakes. He's going to be playing this a little bit more differently this time around. Cambodia will take the Fredrin and the Gort this time around, so no more Fredrin for Malaysia. Will they trade for a Boxer instead?
Look, I think personally I'm more of a big fan of Fredrin and Gort because yeah, Boxer can just roll a lot quicker, and you know the Gort can't keep up. At the very least, Fredrin and Gort right now, they're buddies, right? They only got 2 legs, right? They can kind of catch up easily, and you know Fredrin is a aerial taunt, and it's a CC monster, so this enables Gort so much, especially landing down the lasers over and over again. Now, Valentina, I feel like from Mara was really well done. I really like what I saw in terms of being super aggressive on the Valentina in the early game, but over late game, yeah, the Valentina falls off, so you really need to get that snowball up and running as soon as possible, maybe sub 10 minutes. There you go. First phase pick, you definitely have to pick up a Cho. Baxia selected for the side of Nazhan as well.
Just a nice little trade over. They're still sticking to the Cho. I think it's just super annoying, and Cambodia suffers in the early game, especially for Gord. And now I think if Malaysia wants to pick up the Valentina once again, they could potentially just do so. Just pick up the laser. Marcel is still on the table, so Cambodia could just snap pick that one up once again.
I think Marcel definitely could go back into Team Cambodia. They had found quite a big success
and
right there.
And then ban out the Valentina themselves.
And then after that, you know, your Fredrin is basically going around and check. Yes, there's a Claude that could deal with the Fredrin later parts of the game, but that's what we call late game, right? Carry already selected by them. Yeah, interesting pick. I'm not too sure why Carry decided to go here because, you know, if you're Baxia, yes, the Carry is a threat, but I would say it's not as a bigger factor because I feel like the Marcel is really that key pick from the side of Team Cambodia earlier just now.
I would agree to disagree. I think Carry is the core of the previous team fight strategy. You need someone that shreds everyone down. Marcel wasn't really too much of a problem or doing too much of a problem to Malaysia. Now that you know that you're dealing against a Cho and you know how Cho is going to be mirroring your every single movement, you want to have something that is anti-dive, where you can punish the Cho for being a little bit too close. A Beleric, maybe? It counters Claude as well.
I agree. Claude, yeah, the Beleric also works well for the Cho as well, like against the Cho as well. You really have to go up front and personal and you don't kick the tree. You kick the tree back into the Claude or the Boxia, you're just going to eat a full face of the ultimate coming up from the Beleric as well. There's also still, to a certain extent, an Atlas that could also come out really well for the side of the Gord, right? The Fatal Links put everybody in. Fredrin as well to constantly lock down. There you go, Team Malaysia hurt you. Denies that anti-dive away from the side of Beleric. That also saves the Claude as well.
Yuzhong is pretty much open. Cambodia could just snap pick that one up. Provides a lot of early game damage, lane dominance, and then early game rotation as well. Yuzhong pretty prioritized in this current meta. I think if I was Cambodia, I would just pick that one up and try to force mistakes over to Malaysia.
I feel Yuzhong at this R4 pick was a little bit, would be maybe forced. I feel like this is going to be a roam pick coming up for the side R4. You want to see what B4 and B5 pick in terms of EXP. I think Team Cambodia kind of fix their R5 to react towards that EXP pick coming out from Team Malaysia. Marcel, I would say, also good. Yep, they're going to go for that one.
So pretty much the same draft. It's just trading the junglers as of now. If my sentiments are right, Malaysia might not want to change anything whatsoever. I think the draft was perfectly fine. I think the only adjustments that they need was just the Boxia. Both of these teams change up the strategy quite a bit. Right now you have so much more options for the EXP side as well. Lapu and the Yuzhong pretty wide open. We've seen that quite a bit in this in the AGQ.
You know what? If Team Malaysia wants to play early game, since they already got the Boxia, they can follow on to this theme. They can go for the CC and also a Valentina as well, right? Early game domination. Okay, Benedetta, Valentina, sure.
Yep.
CC, I was thinking you could shred through the Fredrin, but I feel like maybe Team Malaysia sneaking up the threat of that Gord was maybe a little too much, and it's something that Razif can play as well. So as long as Team Malaysia decides to play the macro game instead of 10-shaking team fights that kind of not necessary sometimes, especially when Team Cambodia is the one that has a lot more pressure to basically take down the Lord and blitz down the Lord. Razif could have done permanent structure impact on damage on the other side.
Right now, last pick for Cambodia. They picked up the Lapu Lapu in the previous game. I think it worked out pretty well. The only change right here is they're facing up against Abaxia. Definitely Cambodia will suffer a little bit in the early game. You need someone to be able to chase up against this Benedetta. Sometimes you will pick...
Oh! Wait, is that the Barat's EXP lane? No, Fredrin EXP lane.
Fredrin EXP.
Yeah, Fredrin
EXP and them.
Yeah, Fredrin EXP lane. We haven't seen this in a while now. The flicker taunt to basically catch onto the guard and more pick potential, right? Barat swallowing somebody with Daytona's welcome.
Yeah,
and
there's something that you can't purify as well.
Yep, you cannot purify. I spit back at you. At the same time, you also have that early game damage. This is what Team Cambodia can also do as well. But these are tanky, beefy boys. And this is where the Juicin really truly shine. And unfortunately, Juicin is not on the table because it got banned away.
Barats in the EXP side. Typically, you want to get the Barats in the jungle just because of the stacks, but I think this might switch things up quite a bit.
Barats, though, I was thinking EXP Fredrin.
So basically, Cambodia bidding a death ball for themselves. There's not any one member that you can send in the long lanes or on the side lanes to alleviate pressure in the late game. Malaysia has so many options, though. Hyper mobile versus hyper immobile, like an unstoppable object versus an immovable force is the summary for the draft that Malaysia and Cambodia are bringing to game number 2. Cambodia 1 game away from being in a very comfortable position in the first group.
Early game Benedetta versus the Barats, you're doing exactly like this. If you're Razif, you just start the proxying, you can rotate, and then after that you can start hard invading the jungle. Enemy jungle start taking away the small little beetles. Razif, look at where he is already. Man, Team Malaysia is really making a beeline for the orange buff. They noticed that the Fredrin is not in the purple buff at all. Yeah, they were trying to pull Marcel away from the mid lane to give Amar an easier time. So Malaysia is still doing the same thing that they did in game number 1. It worked out very well. I think the late game execution could have been improved just quite a little bit. Barats definitely has to play catch up right here and right now. The purple buff is also in shambles. It's pulling it back with the meteors, holding on to the retribution. Doesn't have vision onto that one. Won't be able to steal. Najan might be able to get punished for getting a little bit too close, and that is first blood over to Nem. Nathan is like, okay, I wish I had a flicker there, but unfortunately it's a retribution that is holding on. So I think that was a bit of a overcommittal over the side of Team Malaysia onto Team Cambodia. Bishop, sorry, forced to use the flicker out of the way. Nem not gonna let it slide. Level 3 doesn't have the taunt. He's got some time tie. Coming back into the fray, very risky play, down on low health. Yeah, massive pickoff coming up from the side of Team Cambodia, right? The jungle going down for the side of Team Malaysia, and you also give the jungle kill over to side Team Cambodia. Man, that means that you're gonna get a lot more EXP on this team, on this Fredrin. I think this Barats is also kind of a big brain pick coming in from Cambodia because it's pseudo anti-dive. Hishang draws a little bit closer. The dinosaur just eats you up, gobbles you up, and then just spits you out away from the rest of the team. So you have to play catch up right now. And don't forget, as this dinosaur, you also do a lot of damage. And here we go, gobbling up. Gobble up, onto the wall. Hisham getting stunned up. That is the Mystic Laser just getting disrupted by Razif all the way in the back line. In Cambodia, it's trading 1-for-1. And okay, Turtle given over side Team Malaysia as well, so that's Nasan redeeming himself. Amar still outputting some damage. Kyo right there getting terrifying. But you mentioned about this, right? Yeah. Agreed. Baxia, sorry, not the Baxia, but hold up. Oh, there's a 2-man knockup by Hisham. That's the follow-up. Razif will take 2 for himself underneath the turret. Yeah, it's a dive, and then you pick up 2 members. Man, Team Malaysia is really rolling it out, using the benefit of the early game advantage on the form of Amar and also Razif as well. Razif picking up 2 kills is absolutely wonderful. He's going to be able to snowball from that one. But you mentioned this, right? The last I checked, Cho cannot shouldn't pull out of the Barat's tummy. No. It is just basically you're locked down and you disappear from the map for just a couple of seconds. Take a look at the replay right here. Yep, Nasan also joining the fray as well. Wow, amazing slow-mo, man. Beautiful follow-up. Coming up from Razif as well. Razif definitely going to be the main player, especially towards this bottom side in the XP lane. the Barat's definitely going to be slower in terms of rotations, but he has decent wave clear because when he goes into his massive form, he's just going to storm across all these minions.
I think for Cambodia, it's all about late game, late game, late game. You've got the skill potential, you've got the damage, you've got the tank ability. It takes so much more and have to take apart their composition. It's basically building a death ball. They just have to find a way to try to keep up with the pace that Benedetta brings to the table.
Another thing about Daytona's welcome is that you can also gobble out Elton's in. Oh, he's shot!
Hisham taking a little bit more. Let's bait it out the ultimate blazing duet. Buys a lot of time for Elton though. Hisham, so much prowess on this show.
Yeah, like I think that was just the right spot for, and it's the thickest, like the thickest spot for you to run through. It seems like
true damage could burst him out, and he timed that perfectly.
Yeah, it's just amazing coming out from the side of Team Malaysia. But okay, enough blazing. Team Cambodia in a spot of trouble right here. It's going to be the Barrage pulling on to the floor. The turnoff right now. Golden Hour already committed.
It's the Gort on the back line. Gotta swallow up, spit onto the wall. Fredrin is not there, no damage at all. Disrupted the Mystic Gush as Hisham tries to run away. Razif deals with that Fredrin on the backside. Cambodia struggling in the early game once again. Here is the rest of the Goon Squad, Malaysia. You have all 5 members right there, the Turtle Pit.
Of course, right, Team Malaysia, this is a very early game centric kind of roster. You've got the Benedetta, you've got Nas Hunt on the box here, Amar as well. These are early game heroes that can just pop off in the early to mid. Now, the goal lead wise is still sub 2k. You already got Hunt Strike secured by the side of Razif as well. Barat on the other hand has to do the anti-Karas.
All the way from the backside, you got to petrify. Won't be able to push anyone in. Amar actually goes down in under the turret, but able to just prance right on out of there.
Yep, items check as well. You've got, Amar has the better items right here. Skip the boots for the glowing one, so that's also a key power spike for the side of Team Malaysia's mid laner for now. Cambodia, on the other hand, I think as long as they kind of limit the goal lead around 2K.
Mid-side, they landed on the Gord. Forced to use the Golden Hour to save himself. And Sovan, the spot of bother, should get that recall.
Good. That's good play coming out from Razif, right? Even though right under the turret was able to slash away the structure, and then now you unlock Razif to start roaming even more freely around the map. Barat from the side of Team Cambodia, I like the idea, but I don't like it in the EXP. I'd rather put the EXP on the Fredrin instead. The Flicker Taunt, I would say, is a lot more impactful as compared to, a Barat. Now the Barat, you need to stack the you can stack the passive through your jungle, but because now you're a lane Barat, you cannot stack it through your jungle creeps.
Here's Nazan rolling in the deep, rolling up on top. Tai Odin gets 6 feet underground. There's a Mystic Gush. We'll be able to dash out of there. Cambodia in shambles right now.
Elton PTSD right there takes a huge chunk of damage, half HP from that Mystic Gush as well. But this proxy coming up from Team Malaysia is enabled because Razif is roaming around the map even more freely. And now don't forget, if the Barrage roam around the map, there's nothing in between the mid and the bot. That means that he's going to become deflated very, very soon.
Next turret spawning up in 10 seconds. Doesn't look like Malaysia or Cambodia wants to force this Lord fight. Oh, that's the Gush. That is the kill. Kyo falls once again.
Absolutely baited. Taking out Kyo is absolutely necessary. You really have to try to find a way to slow them down. Malaysia is 5 kills ahead, 3.3k. Well, Daytona's welcome.
Daniel's welcome. Down to Najan. We'll be able to spin him out and away. The Mystic Gush once again. Hisham on the backside, trying to disrupt that team fight. We'll be able to do so. They're going to lock everyone in place. But Razif! That's 2-man petrify. Won't be enough damage to take both of them out. But Cambodia trying to fight back. Got Odin there as well. Got 5 men down the bottom side. The T1 and the mid side in shambles. Nazan taking a lot of damage. Shredded out by Kyo. Nem trying to chase that charge. They raise his wrath for more than half health. Hilton eats a full sword to the face.
Yeah, and there's a lot of grey health churros. And if you notice how Cambodia is starting to pick up in terms of the damage as well, all because Kyo is already starting to join in these team fights. And Razif, right? There's no lack of final blow earlier just now. Even though yes, that was amazing petrify, but there's not a lot of follow-up coming from Team Malaysia.
For Malaysia, though, I felt like they played it to the T. Hisham disrupted the Mystic Gush. Cambodia needed to find a way to come back into these team fights. And this was the fight up on top right before the turtle. And yeah, we're back into the game. Yep. But that being said, though, Hisham is still super annoying. There was not a lot of damage coming in from just the board alone. But that last team fight, I think they could fight back because with the Barats, with the Fredrin in tow, and with the damage, like you say, coming in from Kyo, they at least had a shot.
I think Kyo using the Purifier earlier just was worth it. I prefer a Flicker, especially when, Razif could just literally chase you down and, just shred through you. I think the Flicker to gain a bit of more damage so that you can land your passive, that's A-okay. But, Purifier can work, especially when you're dealing with Hisham. But I feel like Hisham's role is to try to deactivate Sovan on this Gord, which he did earlier just now, right? But ultimately from Team Malaysia, there's not enough follow-up coming up from them. Had Team Malaysia has a proper follow-up, man, Team Cambodia would have been deleted in that team fight.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think the biggest issue was for Malaysia, as much as they wanted to go for the main objectives, they needed the objectives to be able to win on these team fights as well, because the turtle gives extra buffs. And speaking of objectives, they're starting things off with the Lord, getting that reset, them leading the charge on the back line. They kicked it in the wrong side. They're going out, will save him just for now, and there's a lot of light wheels, and that's the first. Reserve won't be able to reach onto Keo, free hitting on the back line. Just blanking duet, immediately onto the carry, the Mystic Gush onto the front line. It's just a split fight, and Cambodia loses 3.
And that's the power spike coming over Team Malaysia as well. Amar picking up the laser, using it, throwing it back against Team Cambodia. There's too much damage that Team Cambodia was actually unable to swallow. And now, once again, this is a First Lord over the side of Team Malaysia. But look at the goal lead. It's only 3K. It's not too far apart. But hopefully Team Cambodia, I don't know, probably find a way as well to climb all the way back in. I think most of the goal is in the pockets of Razif right now, because if you take a look at the team fight as well, Sovan using the laser way too early. Amar just literally walks all the way there.
Yeah.
Opens it up, just immediately bursts on top of the blaze way coming out from Elton.
Of all the open routes at that corner, they took the Keo took the choke point instead of the back off point. I feel like Keo still wanted to stay in the midst of battle, but Malaysia was just too rough on the back line. Hisham, Razif was just taking turns and trying to deal as much disruption into the Mystic Gush as they can.
I feel Sovan has been really lagging in terms of positioning as this Gord, right? Amar at the very least, because he's a Valentina, he's able to just dash into position and then open up the laser. But for this Gord, you really need to walk. And oh man, this looks really sad for the Barats.
But we've been in this position before. Cambodia is always, having a rough start to early game. And Malaysia is extremely dominant, extremely aggressive. The small Barats definitely will be an Achilles heel for Cambodia. Plaything's gone. Bubbles bursted. Malaysia very disciplined this game around.
Yeah, definitely. You don't try to force it, especially when the members from Team Cambodia does have the wave clear. Don't forget, Barats, especially when he's on max stacks, can wave clear very quickly, and his damage scales according to his HP. Apart from that, there's also a potential wild bomb from the side of from the Gord as well, and then after that, you just get lasered down to death. In terms of the marksman's-wise, goalie in favor of Elton right here, going towards a Malefic gun as well, but for our friend on the carry, does have the 3 attack speed items. This is also when the carry is also quite dangerous already. It doesn't really need that much items compared to a Claw.
Ooh, Darkness Welcome also utilized. The Shunpo disrupted the suppression right before the go. As Cambodia still splitting their heads, and Malaysia knows that as long as Cambodia have 5 different heads and they're not together as one death ball, they are able to win 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like right now what Team Malaysia should do is really tie up the heads together. You know, like Hydra with 5 different heads. What they want, if Cambodia is allowed to basically exist as 5 heads straight ahead and spewing out, you know, all the fire and whatnot, yeah, they do a lot of damage.
Oh, Frederick taking a lot of hits. That is Elton. That's the 5. The kick, the Mystic Gush, Hisham in shambles, down by Keo. Cambodia leading the charge. There's a hyper risky play from that Frederick, and it was just one dot and full blast of the Appraiser's Grab and Oko onto the Claude.
Elton just disappeared right there. I believe that was what, Elton and max health?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Elton and max health. Just one dunk, Elton. What are you doing?
Beautiful. Beautiful from this Frederick. And this opens up so much opportunity to burst down this Lord. Nazan is still in the corner though. Darkness Welcome is right there. Might be able to swallow as Baxia gets a little bit close.
Right now, Baxia is starting to stack up. Amar does have the laser. Nazan not into, gets swallowed up.
There's the kick, and that's Darkness Welcome. Double lasers coming. It's the Zafos. Amar, not enough hits, not enough damage. Cambodia fighting their way back again.
Man, Elton.
That's the final blow. And a taunt onto a Sith. Keo takes them down. The corner now stuns both the blades. Elton's wide open, net falls. But it does not matter though, they do have that Lord, and Cambodia gets out of the way.
Yeah, and now because, you know, the lack of Elton earlier just now in the team fight, getting dumped by the Frederick earlier just now, that was what? 80-0 in one shot. Elton standing right in front of the Frederick thinking that he can face tank. I don't think though, because Team Cambodia is starting to hurt against Team Malaysia right now, and now with the Lord Intel, Team Malaysia has to now play defense.
Good zone from Thai. Took down that T1. Lord marching down the bottom side. Cambodia has the upper hand right now. In the team fights, Malaysia are handshaking it. they have so much mobility. You could just send Razif down onto the side lanes to try to get a potential split push. Look at the top side of Cambodia. One more hit to be cracked open.
Yeah, and now with the Lord coming in, best defense for the side team Cambodia right now is the best offense, right? They're going to have to send the Lord charging against Team Malaysia, and now they're also starting to uproot structures against Team Malaysia.
That's the laser getting initiated by Cam. A lot more hits this time around. That's the taunt coming in from Fredrin. Take a lot of hits. Lord still up. Razif on the top side though. They have to deal with the Benedetta in the macro game. Malaysia.
Finally, Razif is actually doing what I wanted him to do in the previous game, right? Put a bit of a time pressure against Team Cambodia, try to pull them apart because Cambodia together strong. But Team Malaysia, on the other hand, they know how to play the macro game by right because they've dropped at Razif.
That as well, come on to Nazan. That's a full laser and that's disrupted with the kick as well. Double golden hour, lock double down. It can. Cambodia trying to push everyone back, trying to turn anything around, but everyone's taking hits, no one's falling right now.
Yeah, but you can see like Amar taking the golden hour instead.
Kyo with the damage, melting everyone down. In backline, Hisham made a crucial mistake, trying to find that back. The appraiser's wrap won't land onto anyone. Nem has to get out of there.
Amar actually flickered right into the appraiser's wrap, had him at 0.1 milliseconds slower. He's actually going to set himself right into doom. But Team Malaysia at the very least was able to stabilize just a little bit, albeit losing bottom side. Currently both these two teams in a very equal situation, but both of these two teams, know how to work as of yet. Team Cambodia looking very strong as a death ball, whereas Team Malaysia, they can always send Razif up top to basically apply pressure where it's the open lane. Razif, I feel like he is thinking about it.
Malaysia's win condition is Elton just needs to be safe. He's always putting himself in a very vulnerable position. I know he likes to, like this. This is damage welcome directly onto the claw. That's a lot of damage, and the laser shuts claw down. Cambodia opened up the floodgates. There's no more damage now, but look at Benedetta. Razif's trying to buy time in the mid side.
There's no minutes, right?
Cambodia won't take down this Lord.
Oh, there is?
They have to get that recall. So Van will be right there. Hisham trying to pull them all back. Lord will be taken down by Kyo. Cambodia has to fight on against this Razif. He's doing so much work.
No, not good enough. Unfortunately, Team Cambodia is so far ahead. Elton eating that laser over and over again is proving to be an accuracy for the side of Team Malaysia as well. Odom on the chase, and now it's just 3 members left on the side of Team Malaysia. You can see TY Odom letting them go to hour, trying to slow down the retreat for Razif.
They got a fat wave, they got Kyo, they got so much damage. This is targeting onto the throne. Might not be enough though. So much wave coming in, they have to wait for the Lord coming on the bottom side. Elton is already up online.
Man, that was not supposed to happen because Elton on this spot should be able to get out away with the BMI and whatnot. Maybe also have to be a little bit careful with these damage. The bombs can always lay astray, and that's why you don't dance around the guard.
A fat wave coming down on the bottom side. Kyo is right there. High, just in the midst of battle. They're sending Sovan back to deal with the wave that's pushing up on that top side. That's locked down, that's immobilized. Cam taking a lot of damage. It's Cambodia on the back side. There's a Purifier already used up by Kyo. He's keeping himself safe. He's doing so much damage, and that's 3 light boosts to take Hisham out.
And I am okay with how Team Malaysia is playing right now. Razif sent to basically around the open lane, and Team Cambodia decides to send the Gord away. Gord must be removed from the team fight at all costs. And the Razif right here, look at the laser, just threatening against Team Malaysia right now.
Shredding on the minions. Cambodia sending sights on the throne. They still got a fat wave. They're trying to disrupt this. Razif still has the electrofundal flow. We're able to look for the backside. Speaking of backside, Elton with the blazing new wedge, taking a lot of damage. No, they took us out so far. They still got Carry. Carry's still right there. Still trying to buy some time. This is as well. Come on to Amar. Amar goes down on the backside though. Elton and Razif. It's against 2 versus 5 on the backside. It's Nan. Please the charge. That's locked down. That's immobilized. Pop that Purify as well. They're still leading charge. There's a taunt up. Slowly but surely, Elton. A disasterly mistake.
The Kyo has scaled out of control, and not just that. Mengkong, as the Varaz, is massive right now. Nobody is actually able to take him down. The only person that can reliably take him down is gonna be Elton. If Elton throws himself like that, Team Cambodia is looking to win.
Backline on the brink. Cambodia, they don't really have a lot of help right now. No minions for Razif. That is the lasers. One more hit away. And it's on chasing duty. They pop the immortality, and it's all 5 men collapsing onto this Benedetta. They have a fat wave up on the bottom side, though Malaysia could have been able to buy themselves some time. Johnson just needs 8 more seconds.
The open wave for the side of Team Cambodia up top is actually preventing a lot of problems. And now, because they have forced to send the Gord all the way up, this is the time where they can try to make a play right here instead.
You don't have the Gord, you don't have the magic damage. Hisham's on the back line. He's trying to find his way onto the Kyo. Kyo Still has the immortality. You have to kill him twice. Hisham will find his way in, but he's already protected by 4 members. Dennis Welcome will be safe and sound. The immortality pops for Hisham. Nice timing, holding him back. Going out will not lock down to anyone. It's Cambodia fighting his 4 members. The death ball will not be stopped. And they go straight for the throne. Elton is right there. He's getting the place in the web. He's going to win the crown.
We've cleared up.
The Prince Rap will clear up the minions.
Razif is back right here. Elton coming out and blazing away with the grab, but the laser!
Once again, Cambodia not giving up to the fight. You got the Lord down, trying to cycle it through. They don't need the Lord. All they need is Kyo and sticking together as 5. That's the Fast and Furious for you. That's the Dennis Welcome, and that's the win. Cambodia 2-0.
Cambodia 2-0. What a strange game that happened. Team Malaysia towards the last point in time, they're just doing everything they can individually to basically try to push Team Cambodia's death ball away. But one person cannot stop the Cambodian bulldozer, literally bulldozing the whole base of Team Malaysia, laying it flat.
So much action over the last second, and that is what I like to see about Cambodia. They're sticking together as basically not even 5 men. They don't even need the gourd. As long as Kyo is up and online, he's got that damage protected by 4 brothers around him. He's just hitting the light wheels. Hisham is not a threat. Claude is not a threat. And everyone is just, you know, getting swallowed by the Dennis Welcome. And Baraz was such a key pick in the late stage of the game.
Yeah,
Cambodia was so dominant.
Yeah, the pick coming up from the Barrage, I would say in the early game, yes, a little bit iffy, right? I was thinking, hey, Barrage will eventually fall off priority, especially when, you know, you've got your Claude is already starting to pick up all these damage items they could shred. But don't forget, Claude's damage mostly come from the Blazing Duet. Whereas, you know, if you want to deal with the Barrage, you need constant DPS. Constant DPS that is provided by the carry that could just shred through HP bar. So I really like what I'm seeing from the side of Team Cambodia, though. Kudos to them. They are still unfazed by the pressure by the side of Razif as well. They're also unfazed by the pressure by the side of Hisham. And they just snowball out of control. And after that, they use that snowball, create an avalanche, and just cover Team Malaysia with a blanket full of snow.
They have so much, a little bit shaky in the early game. But once it comes to that tipping point, they always keep cycling. They're not giving Malaysia any room to breathe. And even if the Lord came up, they're not backing off. They're that disciplined. They know the limits of their heroes. They know that they can heal everything back up. The MVP definitely going into Sovan. And he's the one getting sent back into base. He's the one dealing with the pressure that Benedetta is bringing into this game.
Yeah, and if you notice, right, by the time when Sovan was sent all the way back into the base and right there to just do base defense, they have full trust in Kyo as the carry that, you know, they're online. He's online already. All everybody have to do for the side of Team Cambodia is just escort this carry and then just lay down light wheels after light wheels. He will easily shred through Hisham and easily shred through the Bucks here to a certain extent, and even to a certain extent Elton, right, is not able to hold on to the damage coming out from this carry. The only time when he could do it is because of the Winter Crown Blazing Duet, but there are a lot of times where there's a lot of opportunities for that's created by Hisham, created by to a certain extent Razif as well. It was not taken by Team Malaysia, right? But Team Cambodia though, they piloted this roster to great success. It was Team Malaysia that's knocking on Team Cambodia's doors earlier just now, but Team Cambodia held to their guns and they sent 2 lords against Team Malaysia. You
know, Malaysia, you were saying what you wanted Razif to do, he did it. What stopped him from trying to extend that push? Was it the base defense? Was it too much damage coming up from that base rush, minions just punching into Malaysia's base?
I think it's also because Team Cambodia is sending the Gord all the way back, right? The Gord's main goal is to just go back way clear, perhaps even use the laser as well. Knowing Zovan, he will do it as well. And then after that, rotate, right? And apart from that, it's also just, I think, the lacking of the damage coming off the side of Team Malaysia. Early game, Razif was able to find the pickoffs onto the carry and also the Gord, especially when, you know, it's the skirmishing time part when it's the early to mid game. But towards the later parts of the game, when the team fight gets so convoluted, you've got the